where do you think common sense comes into play with the LSAT? And I see a lot of people, freaking out about outside information being brought in, and this idea of the LSAT being a vacuum in and of itself. So how do you reconcile that with things like the reasonable person standard and things like common sense?
That's a great question. It's hard to articulate a hard and fast rule about this. It's something that you have to kind of just gain familiarity with as you do more and more LSAT questions. You don't have to do every exam ever released, but I think that doing at least a couple dozen would be valuable to start to get a sense of LSAC's rhythm and what they consider to be outside, what they consider to not be outside. So for example, the days of the week, Saturday through Friday, right? Or Monday to Sunday, whatever it is, the days of the week go in a particular order. Numbers go in a particular order. Letters of the alphabet go in a particular order. And then there's also things like climate change and heart disease and car speeding and things like that happen in the real world. And so I think if you do more LSAT questions, you will get a better sense of it. There is no real outside information being brought in that the average person on the street wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. Occasionally, outside information can help you it makes you feel more comfortable with something, but it can also sometimes hurt you if it leads you to bring in something that wasn't actually stated in the passage and lets you make a particular assumption. So I'll give you an example. One of my favorite LSAT questions is from, I think, test 38. It involves a doctor who is a smoker and wants to ban smoking in public.
Oh, I remember this one.
Oh yeah, you remember this? I love this one. This one's great.
Let's go through it.
Yeah, it's great. So this doctor, he's a smoker, wants to ban smoking in public places. Now, we think doctors shouldn't smoke. It's strange that a doctor would smoke. So we're already kind of confused by this. Then the smoker wants to ban smoking in a public place. You would think a smoker wants smoking to be permitted everywhere so they can smoke wherever they want. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that are counterintuitive in this particular example. But outside knowledge would say doctors don't smoke and smokers don't want to ban smoking. And so that can lead you to have a kind of disconnect that can slow you down or confuse you and get you all tripped up, right? And so that's where I think outside information and assumptions can actually really hurt you. And you need to always just stick to simply what's in the text, nothing's more, nothing beyond that. I mean, there are things like obviously the sun comes up in the morning and goes down at night, or the days of the week and things like that. But beyond that, there's not really much to bring in from the outside knowledge.